Hello, this is the final project of Computational Neuroscience class. We are María Paula Landines Macías, Laura Andrea Medina Durán y Jorge Andrés Sánchez Bautista. Well, the first model is about external drive to inhibitory cells induce altering episodes of high and low amplitude oscillations. Well, oscillations in electrical activity are a characteristic feature of many brain networks and arise as a result of interacting excitatory and inhibitory populations of cells. These oscillations show abnormalities in neurological disorders. Additionally, it has been found that these oscillations also have changes in the amplitude of the signal, altering between episodes of high and low amplitude, but the mechanism by which this episode occurs is still unclear. The aim of the model designed by Abella et al. Was simulate in a computational environment such amplitude oscillation in regards to understand the mechanism underlying the process.
Okay, so they designed a model of 88 excitatory cells and 20 inhibitory cells with the assumption of one compartment conductance-based model, as we saw in class. Here we saw the equation that describes the cells. Here we have the membrane capacitance. Here is the change of the voltage over time, and here we have a constant despolarizing current caused by cholinergic input. These are the potassium, sodium, and leakage channels. This is the synaptic conductance of GABA inhibitory cells. This is the synaptic conductance of AMPA excitatory channels. And for the inhibitory cells, we have also a train of external action potential by random excitatory synapses. So the connectivity structure of the network was created by giving each cell a probability to connect to any other cell. The excitatory cells has a probability to connect to inhibitory cells of 0.65 and to excitatory cells of 0.3. While inhibitory cells have probability to connect to excitatory cells of 0.6 and with inhibitory cells of 0.55. So we run this model in Neuron, and these are the results that we obtain. Here is the two populations that they simulate, and then we make the analysis in MATLAB of this network, and we have this figure. In the panel, in this panel, it is showed the behavior of firing cells in a period of 10 seconds. As we can see, there are moments where almost all the cells are firing, and moments where few cells are firing. In this figure, we have the firing rate histograms with interpolated spline polynomials. This is the number of spikes in time beams of 6 milliseconds, and this beam size was selected because the beam size practically eliminate the occurrence of more than one spike per time per beam cell. So the number of spikes was equal to the number of active cells per time beam. Then, to analyze the time frequency domain of the network activity in the model, a wavelet analysis using the Torrance algorithm was made also in MATLAB by taking the 6 milliseconds finite firing rate histograms as input. And in this panel, we can see how the amplitude of oscillation is changing over time. The color codes show that there are episodes of high amplitude and episodes of low amplitude.
This behavior was obtained with only interconnected excitatory and inhibitory cells. which were driven by action potentials, activating excitatory synapses, onto the inhibitory cells and the current input to choleric simulations from areas external to the network input to both the excitatory and inhibitory cells. These are the basic elements for the amplitude oscillations found in animals' brains. Now we want to show the second model. The internetwork interaction impact internetwork interaction impact of connections between oscillatory neural networks and oscillations frequency and patterns. From the previous work we saw that it was possible to generate amplitude, amplitude oscillation in neural networks of excitatory and inhibitory cells. Now the aim of this simulation is to investigate the interaction of two neurons network in the oscillation patterns. The two networks work as the previous one, but the regards to generate the proper oscillation between both. One had low frequency and the other one had fast frequency.
So in Nero we make this simulation, and with this population we run the Fourier transform in MATLAB. These are the results. So here we see the frequencies found in the population, but this graphic don't give us the information about the time in which these frequencies are present. So the MATLAB program also shows the wavelet transform by Torres algorithm. Here we can see the oscillation frequencies over time in the fast and in low population. So in the low population we see a pattern of low frequency but with changing amplitude, and also we see few events of high amplitude. The interesting thing in the bottom panel is that in this population which interact with the slow network, we can find the base frequency of the slow network alternating with high frequencies, and the power of one frequency increase when the other one decrease.
So with only change these conductance, we can see a complete different pattern of altering amplitude and frequencies. This finding results relevant because it shows a behavior similar to that of different layers interacting in brain. Thank you. Goodbye.